It's an exciting episode 43 today. We have the wonderful guest today. Here she is.
Tania Bartolini.
All right, and welcome to our program today, episode 43. My name is Omar, and we're happy to have a wonderful guest all the way in Florida. We're going to bring her on, but before that, after this, on the 18th, we're going to have two Canadians, the season finale. Look forward to that episode. And yeah, that'll be exciting. Let's go ahead and bring our wonderful guest all the way from Florida. 3, 2, 1. Hello there. Welcome to the program.
Thanks, Omar. How are you?
Awesome. Doing well. How about you today? How are you?
I'm fantastic. Every day above ground is a good day.
Exactly. That's always great. I'm going to go ahead and show you the questions. The way I do this show is I show you the questions on the board, and that makes it fun. You are guest number 43.
Woo!
How does that make you feel?
I love it.
Awesome. Let's start with how are things in Florida? I know you're there, and how do you like living in Florida? How are things there in Florida?
Oh, I love it. It's funny because when you say Florida, it depends on where you are, whether it's South Florida, Central Florida, or North Florida. They're completely different.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I had no idea. What makes it different, like in terms of the climate, the weather, the people?
All of it.
Oh, really? Okay. Give me an example.
So South Florida, when you're talking about Miami, Fort Lauderdale, it's very city-like. There are a lot of people. There's a lot of things to do. There's not much land. When you come up to Central Florida, this is like the capital horse country of the world. There's a lot of greenery and land and horses and cows and livestock all over the place. And when you get a little bit northern, it gets even colder, and it's kind of like a mix between South and Central Florida because you have Tallahassee, the capital. So it's a really nice mix. You can actually have a lot of different cultures just moving, going from one end of Florida to the other. And then you have East Coast and West Coast.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. I never think about Florida that way, but I think every state has its uniqueness. Awesome. All right. That wasn't part of the questions, but let's go to the first one here. All right. So which member of your family do you feel the closest connection with, and why?
Ooh, that's a tough one because I feel very close to all of the members of my family in different ways.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
Right? Each of the members and I have a different type of connection. So it's kind of like comparing apples to oranges.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Like, for example, like a sibling or a mom or a dad kind of thing, or an uncle. Everybody has that close person. Like for me, I had my grandfather who I was really close to, but that's good to have that equality for everybody, right?
Because they're all different connections. I mean, I connect with my son differently than I connect with my daughter. I connect with my husband differently than both of them, or my mom, or my dad. So they are all equally important to me, and I feel that I'm equally close to all of them in different ways.
That's amazing. That's awesome. That's always good to have that connection. Awesome. All right. Let us go on to the next one. Okay. question 3. What distinguishes Florida as a special place of reside, and what do you appreciate about living there? I think we kind of talked about that. Can you elaborate more?
Yeah, I can give you a little bit. The weather. The weather is great. Just like everywhere, there are pros and cons to everything. And
Yeah.
so during the winter months, it's amazing because it's mild winters. So most of the times you can still walk around in shorts. You might need a jacket.
Oh,
But
wow.
then the summer months are very hot and sticky, which is good for your skin, but not necessarily for wearing suits or doing business.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of people kind of do summers up north and winters in Florida. So it's a very destination living place.
I hear about that. Yeah. How long have you been in Florida? Have you lived most of your life? Or
Since 1990, in one place in Florida or another since 1990. And I've lived in South Florida, in Fort Lauderdale, and that whole area. Now I live in Central Florida, and I've also lived in Northern Florida for a while. So it is really nice to see and interesting to see all of the differences because you feel like you're in a different country.
oh, really? Oh, wow. That's amazing. I wouldn't think of it that way. But that's awesome. But I always hear it's humid, like all of it. But are there some parts of Florida that are not that humid?
Well, it's all humid, yes, all the time. In the winter months, it's less humid than the summer months because our rainy season is the summer.
Yeah.
But the more northern you go, the less humidity you get at certain times. And it also depends if you're in the middle of Florida or if you're on the coast because of the breezes that come off from the ocean. But yeah, it's pretty humid throughout.
Got it. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Let's go on to the next question. All right. Here we go. Okay. On a summer evening in July, I would be doing what?
On a summer evening in July, I would be playing outside with the kids, watching the chickens, and possibly watering the plants with my husband.
Oh, wow. So, talking about chickens, which is interesting. I've had chickens before, and can you guys raise chickens there anywhere, or it's just like a regular house?
Yeah, we have our house. It's a nice piece of property, so we have a chicken coop. We have 4 chickens. I love my chickens. They're redhead, hey hey,
Oh,
sugar
wow.
plum. Yeah, hey hey is my favorite.
Uh,
And buttercup. And so
wow.
they're yeah, hey hey's the one that lets me pet her, and she always comes up and kind of goes like this. She's like, give me some love.
So, you have names for them. So, those are the names of the chicken, or is that the type of chicken?
No, those are the names of the chickens.
Oh,
Yes.
that's awesome. Give me the names again. That's awesome. They are
Redhead,
redhead.
buttercup,
Welcome.
sugar plum, and hey hey.
Hey, hey. So 4 of them. Awesome.
Yes.
That's like more kids there. That's awesome.
Yes.
But I'm sure they give you eggs, and they're nutritious. They're kind of different. We've had chickens before. We're at my parents' house, and some of them lived because of the heat, right?
That's
And one incident, I remember there was a hawk that was flying, right? And the hawk, you know what I'm gonna say, but the hawk took it.
oh
uh, Thing, and then it was all over the blood and all that. But yeah, it was kind of an nasty thing. But yeah, hogs are here and coyotes and stuff like that. So you got to be careful for that. Do you guys have that kind of situation there too with the chickens, or no?
we do. There are coyotes, there are foxes, there are hawks. So we have to be very careful when we let them out. We're always out with them because we like to give them free range.
Yeah,
And so we don't ever let them out by themselves just in case because we don't want them to be eaten yet.
that's smart. That's always good. Awesome. All right, let's go on to the next question here. Okay. Do you have a green thumb? I know you mentioned something about a garden. So this might be an appropriate question for you.
So it is because it's funny. My husband grows a lot of vegetables and fruits and plants and herbs and flowers. I mean, for Mother's Day every year, the kids and my husband plant me a rose bush, so it keeps on giving. However, I definitely have a black thumb. I seem to look at plants and they die, even though I love them. So I stopped.
Wow.
Yeah, I like to enjoy them from a distance, and I let my husband, who has a green thumb and he can grow anything anywhere, deal with that part of it.
That's awesome. I would like to say hello to a person watching here. Boli, I believe. He's from Edmonton. I believe that's in Canada, I'm thinking maybe. But thank you for joining us. Tell us where you're from. Are you from Canada? Sounds like an African name, but awesome. Thank you for joining us. Where are you from? Awesome. Appreciate that. So that leads me to what type of items do you guys grow in your garden? Is it just the regular plants or just different tropical fruits or stuff like that, or it depends?
So we have all kinds of different things right now. As far as fruits, we're growing papayas, mangoes, blackberries, blueberries, guava.
Amazing.
There's a few other things. We have a lot of different vegetables and cucumbers and tomatoes and lots of flowers too.
That's awesome. That's great. Always. How are the mangoes? Are they? I know they grow them here too sometimes, but the mangoes, I'm pretty sure they grow well, right?
Yes, we're a little bit north of where we should be growing them, but they're doing well. So thankfully, we're good.
Awesome. Oh, he is from Canada, from Alberta, Canada. I knew it. I knew it. I promise. So thank you for joining us. Awesome. If you have any questions and anything, please do comment there. And let's go to the next question here. Thank you, our friend, for joining us. Okay. Okay. Next question. Here we go. Okay. My go-to snack when I'm hungry is.
Ooh, anything easy to grab?
It better be healthy though, right?
Yes. So I do. Well, it depends on how you define healthy,
Yeah.
but I like protein bars. I like almonds. That's healthy. And then any other snacks, maybe some cheese or what are those called? Ah,
Cheese bites or something.
like the cheese. Oh my gosh.
You do you buy them like in a bag or they're like in a store? They're kind of
No,
like.
they're in a bag, and my kids love them too. The string cheese. That's what it is.
Oh
Oh
yes,
my
yes.
gosh.
I used to have that definitely, but I tended to go more of like the cashews and more of the healthier candy. But yeah, string cheese is awesome. You can just pull it
You
down,
know,
right? String it down. That's awesome. All right,
I think I need more coffee. My brain's not working very well.
that's okay. That's all right. That's awesome. All right, all right. Let's go to the next question here. Okay, which of the following would I choose to ride? An elephant, a horse, or a camel?
Do I have to choose or can I choose all three?
You can do all three and tell us why, but that would be interesting. But I guess you can put it this way: which one is more unique to you in terms of riding of these, or have you rode any of them before in the past?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Jordan. I'm a Jordanian American. I have ridden camels, which is funny because I have not ridden camels in Jordan. I've ridden them in the Canary Islands off the
Oh,
coast of Spain.
oh wow.
Um, right. And then I've ridden horses in Jordan.
Uh-huh.
And I live in the horse capital of the world. And I have not ridden a horse in Ocala yet. And I've never ridden an elephant. So I would love to ride an elephant. And the other two are just fun.
Yeah.
They're,
So you mentioned something about horse capital of the world. Where is
yes.
that? Where is that?
Ocala has been coined the horse capital of the world because we have more types of horses in Ocala than anywhere in the world.
Is that in, where is Ocala? Florida? Or where?
Yes, it's in Central Florida.
Okay, interesting. So you guys have more horses there anywhere in the world. Interesting.
Types of horses.
Types of horses. I see.
Yes.
What are the types of horses? Like I know there's an Arabian horse. What else is there?
I have no idea. Well, there's like Clydesdale horses. There's
Really?
all kinds of different horses, and apparently we have the most types. So,
Oh, that's amazing. That would be a good trivia clue right there. For those of you watching, I do also a trivia show as well. But that would be interesting to research that because I've always loved trivia and researching stuff. I've never known about that. That's awesome.
well, you're welcome.
Let's also change this question a bit. If you had the choice, like the question says, which one would you ride at the moment? Like, let's say somebody gave you a ride to pick, and you go to, let's say, India or whatever. Which one would you ride? Like,
So, my answer would be it depends on the purpose of why I would ride them. However, if I had to choose right now, it would definitely be an elephant because I've never ridden one before.
Okay, that would be cool. Yeah, I mean, you can just imagine like going to work. I want to park my elephant in the back.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
I can, if somebody from India here can tell us about that. You guys, I know India has elephants, but if you're watching, let us know. We love to know. Do you guys ride elephants for work?
I would love to ride an elephant for work as long as I don't have to clean up after it.
Oh yeah, exactly. And they can be feisty from what I've seen in the video. So you gotta be careful. I mean, they can crush people with their trunk, and they can, And then I'm surprised of the people who actually with the lions. They hug lions, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? It's like they have no fear.
I've pet a tiger before, a full-grown tiger, and I've sat next to it and taken pictures, and that was fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Is it the Bengal, the white tiger, or is it the regular, the yellow one?
It was a regular tiger. It was in Thailand a long time ago.
That's awesome. I want to also say hello to Lisa here. She is from the Caribbean islands, and she's a good person who does a lot of things for women and health and all that, and nutrition. And she's a nutrition coach, dietitian, and all that. And I connected to her a few years ago, and she's awesome. Thank you for joining us. Tell us where you're exactly from. I think she's from TNT, Trinidad and Tobago, is from what I remember. So thank you for joining us. If you have any questions for our guest Tania here from Florida, who is an awesome person, and we were talking about elephants and horses and camels. All right, let's go on to the next question here. We're almost done. There's a few questions here. Okay, which university did I attend, and what were the reasons?
So I've attended many universities, just because I love to learn. So my first university would have been Florida State University because I wanted to move away from home for college, but not too far. And then I went to Florida Atlantic University, and then I attended University of Miami. I've also attended the London School of Business and Finance. And so I like to accumulate degrees.
That's good. That's awesome. So was that school FSU, the first one? FSU?
FSU, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. And is it a law degree? Is that what you got?
So I have a bachelor's of science in international business and trade. I have a law degree, and I have a master's in international business law.
That's awesome. All right. Let's go on to the next question. All right, here we go. Okay, so why do you love connecting with people, especially on social media? And this is probably a question a lot of people can relate to. But what makes social media unique to a lot of people? It can be addicting, but also it can be addicting to knowing people. And that could be a good addiction, maybe.
So people never cease to amaze me. I think it's absolutely wonderful how we are also different and we are also similar at the same time. And I love to learn and accumulate degrees, as I said. And so, what's a better way to learn than to connect with other people and learn about them and what they know? I have found that people are very happy and willing to share their experiences and their knowledge. And so, it just elevates, I think connecting with more people just elevates the whole world because it makes us more apt to accept each other and each other's differences and celebrate those differences while we're also celebrating and connecting on what we're similar in. And on social media, I love it because it allows us to connect to different cultures and people who are geographically far from us so that we're not just in this one bubble with people who have the same belief systems and the same experiences. And so it really helps expand my knowledge. It helps expand everybody's knowledge around me because the more people I connect with, the more I share of my experiences. And so they're learning from other people through me, just like I'm learning from other people through them. And so I think it's just a great dynamic to connect with more people and learn more about the world and cultures and experiences and just see how everybody's living.
Amazing. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of good points you made there, but the main thing is not to be narrow-minded and then open up to people and get to know who they are. And with social media, I think COVID helped a lot of people get to open up more and expand their network with the online or stuff like that, and get to see that it's not that scary to talk to somebody and expand and meet somebody. And is there anybody? I'm sure you're gonna have more than one person. Is there any particular person or group of people that you like made a connection with, or basically were very open to them in terms of having a good relationship with them or a connection with through social media or through the online environments, you know?
It's funny you say that because I have a lot of friends that I have never met in person, and they truly are my friends. We meet on Zoom on a regular basis, we stay connected, we talk, and a lot of times we disagree, and it's okay. Right. And that's what I love is just opening and expanding our knowledge base and our minds and being willing to agree to disagree and still have respect for each other and still be friends.
Yeah, I agree. That's very important here. Awesome. Appreciate that. And then we have a new person here, Shai, I think you pronounce it. He has my name there, Omar Ali. He has a PhD, looks like. And hi, where are you from? All right. All right. Let's go on to the next question there. Okay. We're almost done. Just a couple of, okay. This is the question I ask for everybody. If I were to create a product or concept to benefit humanity, what would it be? And as you're thinking about that, 42 people before you, we've had 42 people on the show, and they all came up with unique, interesting ideas. Some curing cancer, removing anger, having Google glasses that can spray happiness and smiles to people. So, what are you thinking in your unique brain would help people and humanity?
No pressure, right? Oh my gosh.
I gave you 5 seconds to think about it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, what concept to benefit humanity? Well, it's a very old concept of agreeing to disagree and still being able to respect each other. I think that is something that I would love to disseminate and have everybody embrace because it really would benefit humanity. It would cut down on fighting. It would cut down on um, what is that word? It would bring diversification into a better light. So it would stop people from saying that we're different and so we can't, talk, or we can't do business together, or we can't be friends. I think being able to agree to disagree in a respectful and loving manner brings a lot of love into the world. It can raise our vibrations and it can help us see things from a different perspective, even if we don't agree with it, which brings people closer together.
Exactly, exactly. No, I love that. That's awesome. And narrow-mindedness of sometimes, and we need that open. Don't let our egos get in our way, and just let it down. And sometimes it's hard, to do that, and we need to let that go there. Awesome. And so I looked up our friend here. It looks like he's from Brunei, and so this is the first guest I've seen from Brunei here. So he has a lot of followers. But thank you for joining us. You're awesome. I also want to say hello to my former teacher from Arkansas, Miss Majid. Salam to you, and thank you for joining us. She is a good motivator, a good educator. She's a substitute teacher and was my teacher back in Arkansas about maybe 30 years ago or so. And so when I did a program about when I turned 40, 10 inspirational people, she was on the list. I think she was like the second person who spoke. And very, very wonderful person. We work together, we do shows together, and she used to do webinars, and she's all about education. So if you want to talk about education and how to motivate the youth, she is your go-to person, and she is in Atlanta, Georgia. She wrote here, I really appreciate listening to your guest today. Very wonderful person.
Yeah.
So Miss Majid, we've been in touch for a while. So awesome, awesome. All right. Yeah, so I love that what you mentioned about this particular product. And we just have one more question here. And the last question is basically about you. Who is Tania? And what is Tanya about? What do you do? And just tell us so our wonderful humanitarian people in the world can know who you are. Who is Tanya? And I'm gonna expand your screen as you speak. You can probably still hear me now, right?
Yeah. So first I wanted to remind everybody that we are all one race, the human race. And so that's who I am. That is my essence. I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a wife, I'm an attorney, I'm a coach, I'm a consultant. I am so many different things to so many different people. But at the core, it's love, right? We are all made to bring love into this world and to raise the vibrations of the world and to connect with each other and give support to each other, which is why we're all different, so that we can learn from each other and help each other. Not a single one of us is meant to be alone or an island unto ourselves. And so my essence is to spread grace, to spread understanding, to see people as human beings who have wants and needs and who all just want love and understanding. And so if we do everything from that lens, then we can never fail.
I agree. That's awesome. That's so true. We need that. We need that compassion, and we need that uh, for humanity, and that's all. That you're very humble on who you are on that case. There, anything more you'd like to say about that? Our friend here is saying rough play, lol, from our friend from Canada here. So we appreciate you being on the program. Any last minute words or comments today? Tanya is a wonderful guest who is in Florida and a humanitarian. And what would you like to say for our closing audience here? And last minute thoughts, if you don't mind.
So, what I want to say is be true to yourself, be graceful with everybody around you, especially yourself, because I find that we're always hardest on ourselves. And the more you take care of your thoughts and your body, the better you are to others around you. And I think everybody around you deserves the best of you. And so you can't give them the best of you without taking care of yourself first.
Exactly. That's good advice. Yeah, take care of yourself. Drink water. Try not to be angry. Try to make yourself calm in situations that happen to you. And as you grow older, a lot of us really, uh, the situations, I would say, should make us understand it. And I see that myself, as when you were 20 and you were 30 or you were 40, it's different. It changes up. Like your mindset changes. And that's what a lot of people's mindset need to do rather than go ahead and I want to do aggression or fight right away. Be calm at the situation, and that's hard for a lot of people, right? That's hard for a lot of people, Tanya, and definitely perfect. I appreciate you being on the guest number 43 today, and we'll be back, like I said, in 2 weeks for a season finale of two guests. You'll find out who they are soon. They're well known on LinkedIn, and a lot of people benefit from their knowledge. And so I appreciate my guest here. Any last minute? I know I said that already, but I'll give you another couple of seconds here to say it. We went 2 minutes over, but that's okay.
Okay, just quick seconds. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to have feelings. It's okay to feel whatever it is that you feel. What's not okay is to unleash it on other people. Right. And so when you do feel angry, it's fine. Those are legitimate feelings, but try to think it through. What are you angry on and how can you deal with the situation in a calm manner? I think is my last minute thought. Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
Awesome, awesome. No, those are very good points, and you can always expand on that. And I think with experience, people do that. Thank you, Tanya. Stick around for a second there. And guys, we'll be back on the 18th of May for two special guests for a season finale. And also stick around for my quiz show. I'm taping the kids, and they'll be on soon. We have some brilliant kids from around the world, and it's going to be fun. All right, guys, see you next time. Tanya, stick around for a second. My hands are hiding here.
Okay.